So the first month I opened this store, I made $35,000 in revenue. But how much of that is actually profit? What's going on, guys? It's Jay Hawley, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how much I actually made on a store that generated $35,000 in revenue in the first month. Now, the first thing I want to do is bring up the dashboard to show you guys the results. I started this website in February, February 1st. I was using a combination of Facebook ads and Instagram influencers, but primarily Instagram influencers, as I only used Facebook ads for one day, and that was on the 3rd, and it got pretty good results, but you guys will see that a little bit later on. Taking a look here, $35,000 in revenue. We had a pretty low returning customer rate. That's expected with Instagram. Conversion rate 1.65, pretty low, but that's expected with Instagram. Again, it's the 1 to 3% you're looking for with Instagram because it gives you a lot of traffic, but it's just not the most converting traffic. So the average order value was $28, and the actual product I was marketing was $20, and then it had an upsell that was like around $10. And this was actually a one product store, just with a couple of upsells, so like 2 or 3 things that just went along with the product. Everything was centered around the product. I made a whole brand for this one product, and I'm actually still running the store. However, it's not a one product store anymore. Went ahead and added more products because I saw that one was kind of dying out. So I went and turned it into like a general niche store. And I actually had to just do away with that product because you can see I got 1,000 orders in the first month that I was not prepared for at all. So I had to slow everything down. A lot of customers got their products a lot later than they should have, just because I didn't have time to manually fulfill everything. I wasn't prepared, like I said, so I had to shut everything down, get a VA, and then I completely rebranded after that. That way the store didn't have this, negative connotation with it that you're gonna get your product delayed or it's a scam and all this nonsense. So I went ahead and rebranded, gave it a whole fresh new image, and now it's continuously going. So let me give the dashboard a refresh, and then I'm gonna show you guys what the store looks like today. All right, now that everything is confirmed with the refresh, I'm going to change this to the last 90 days, because I've only been running this for 3 months. As you saw, it started in February, and now it is currently April. So let's go past 90 days. All right, and as you guys can see, we're at 70,000 now. The returning customer rate went up a little bit, but the conversion rate dropped a tiny amount. Not that big of a deal. Although the average order value did increase a pretty significant amount, so I think it was a really good idea to add in those more products, add in some more expensive products as well, just to get that average order value up. And then taking a look at the orders, which is pretty interesting here. As you saw, in that first month, I had 1,200, and now it's only 1,800. So I was clearly not prepared to get 1,200 orders in the first month, because I usually have that by the 3rd month, 4th month, something along those lines. And so obviously the orders have slowed down now, and I think it could be because they're either more expensive or I'm just not pushing the products as much. Whatever it is, I was definitely not ready for 1,000 in the first month. So going back to that first month, let's take a look and see how much I actually made. So as you guys can see right here, this is a Google spreadsheets, including the date, ad spend, the sessions. I like to track the sessions instead of the actual visitors. If you guys didn't know the difference, the sessions are how many times anyone is going on your page. They could leave it and then come back and it'll still count as a session. A visitor is a unique visit, so if someone comes onto your store and then they leave, but then they come back, it's not going to track anything. It's not going to count as another visitor because it's the same person, same computer, same location. And you see we got total orders, revenue, and this profit right here is the revenue subtracted from the ad spend and then the cost of fulfilling. And then you can see here's the Instagram accounts I ran. Each one that is black is going to be the day I actually ran the Instagram accounts. I have them covered because I don't want to give those away, because I'm still posting on these accounts and I would hate for them to get oversaturated. And then the ones with the X's are the times I didn't run any kind of ads. And then as you see, for the 3rd, I ran Facebook ads. And then we have our conversion rates. So as you see, the first day I opened the store, which is pretty crazy, all I had was the Instagram up, and then I was following a couple of accounts with the link in my bio, of course, and then a couple pictures promoting the products. And I actually got a sale from doing that. So make sure you guys do that. Whenever you're first starting a store, get your Instagram going, start following people, make sure you have some kind of pictures of the products, but make sure it's quality content, not just shoving the product in everyone's face, and then have your link in your bio. The traffic remained pretty stable after that. And then the next day I started with Facebook ads, got 5 sales, 800 in revenue. That product I was actually running was like a $200 product. It's pretty crazy with like a 20% discount code. And I didn't want to stick with that because I could tell it wasn't converting as well as it should be. So then I switched to Instagram, got a cheaper product, a $20 product, and then that's when everything took off. And I think the biggest day I had here was the 8K day, followed by the 4K day, so 12K in 2 days, not too bad. And then you guys can see the profit from that 8K day was 6K. So as you can see, the profit margins were a lot more than 50%. They were around 75 to 80. And then the ad spend was never too high. The most I spent was 1,000, and that was on 2 influencers. And then the return was okay, but of course that high ad spend is really gonna knock you no matter how high your profit margins are. So you really wanna fish for those really high profit margins. That way, if you do end up spending a lot on ad spend, it's not gonna hurt you too bad. So and then coming down here, as you guys can see, this is when I stopped the store, stopped marketing, because I didn't want any more sales, I didn't want any more angry customers, and I had enough on my plate trying to catch up on all of these orders. So by this point, I think it was the 25th, I ended up hiring a VA to start fulfilling all the orders for me as I was fulfilling them myself as well. So me and him were both going hand in hand trying to fulfill these orders, trying to get caught up. And you can see we only had 2 returns, which isn't too bad considering how much I was lagging on fulfilling orders. I think the longest some customers waited was like a month or a month and a half, so pretty bad. You really don't want that to happen. If you guys can see your product is going this crazy, you should honestly hire a VA by the time you're around like the 6th day. You see you're getting all these sales, you're getting all these orders. I mean, I already had 500 orders by like the first week. So you should definitely hire a VA as fast as possible to keep up with those orders. And they're really not that expensive. Like mine cost around 100 every 2 weeks. So it's not bad. All right, now to see exactly how much I kept from that 35,000. So the full entire profit, $35,208. The total loss, this is including ad spend and the cost of fulfilling, was $12,743. So we subtract that loss from the profit, which gives us the retained profit, and that equals $22,465. So as I said before, it was a $20 product, and then it cost me around $3 to fulfill. So the profit margins were huge. And then the ad spend was not too bad. I tried to not run influencers as many days as I could while the traffic was still climbing. That way I could save money where I can. So that retained profit comes to about 60% of the total revenue, which is extremely high. Even for me, that is a really, really good month. All right, guys, so that is what the inner workings look like of a $35,000 month. There's the ad spend and there's the retained profit, something a lot of people never show, even though it is extremely helpful. So this should give you guys some insight as to what you're going to be looking for. Get those high profit margins. Try to keep the ad spend to a minimum. That way you're keeping that huge 60% of your revenue. And if you take anything from this video, I want you to just know, go for high profit margins. Because at the end of the day, that's really what's going to make the difference. And that's really what's going to make you money that you take and put directly into your pocket. Other than that, guys, keep it pushing.